What's up, y'all? It's Jam and Sam, and today we're going to continue restoring Secret of Mana. And today we're doing Phantom and a Rose, which is the song that plays when you enter in the not the one after the Water Palace. What is it? The that kingdom, some kind of kingdom. Something with a P. I don't remember, but it's the first kingdom you get to, and yeah, that's we're continuing to go in order of the track list. So this is track number 3. So I'm going to play the original while I add instruments. Okay, so that's pretty much the loop. Now we start with the electric piano, and we have what looks like, let's see, it doesn't change until bar 15. So we have a straight loop from bar, no, it changes a bit too. So we have a straight loop for about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, for about 4, 8, 12, 16 bars. It's 14 bars, duh. So we just grab this, there's 4 layers. Right click, first empty, call it E piano. And I have my sound font already set up. This is from the Akai S1000. And this is it. This is that one layer. And then we have layer 2. Select everything from bar 14 behind it. Paste. Paste, and oh wait, this is straight up just a delay note. Yeah, this is just a delay note. I don't need this. Let me cut this, and then select, copy, and paste. So now we've got our, oh wait, I have to paste that earlier. Doesn't want to paste it for me anymore. Okay, well, let's just go back to where we pasted it and just move it. If I cut this, then it'll paste it for me again. Yes, now it listens to me. Okay, it looks like we got some space here. What is before that? This is before that. Did I miss this channel? Oh, I think I copied the same one twice. That's why I thought it was an echo. I thought it was weird that there was a delay and there was a echo in there. Let me mute these channels and paste this fourth channel. Cool. Now Alt X to change the velocity. And let's hear how it sounds. So these are all repeats. We can remove this. Let's actually select this space and Alt Delete. Oh wait, that's not how that works. What's the shortcut for this? Delete space, Control Delete. So you would normally do Control Delete there. Let's delete these repetitions. Control Delete. And there's one more repetition we have to delete. Actually, this whole thing is, oh yeah, this is the loop, so we can delete this. So it's really just 3 unique bars there. So that means we want to, we have 4 bars of this. No, 3 bars, 1 unique bar of this. Let me listen to it in the original. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let me count that one more time. 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this one repeats twice. Oops. I see. And looks like we have another unique bar over here. Hold on, let me follow it in the MIDI. Let's play it. But this one's different. I think we deleted something we shouldn't have. Let me go over it again. Or maybe I can just leave it like that. It's probably easier if I just leave it like that. There's no reason to, it's not that bad that it has repetitions. And that's it for that one. Now what do we have? What do we have next? What comes after that? We have our choir. How long does this stay a choir for? The whole song. So this channel is a choir for the whole song. So we just copy everything, really. Just Control C and that's it. Let's make first empty. Let's call this melody. Actually, we can call it choir. We can just keep it isolated. We have some arpeggios here. And actually, let me check on the panning for the E piano. Forgot about that. Usually, it just has it pans all the way one way. So it's panned one way. That's cool. Let me paste this line first. And so now the channels are down here, so we just want to copy the panning knob and paste it to the electric piano. Now we have it panned. So now this choir, Alt X to change the velocity, and up an octave. And I think we have to remove some attack on it. I'm gonna save this preset because we did it like we had to do this last time. But we have this this sound in the TG77 as well. This is a contact instrument. I want to see if the TG77 has it in higher quality, like the physical machine. Let me see if it can give that to me. So we have I'm gonna add a MIDI out, and my port is like the USB is set to port 3. And so that means if we, I have to turn the machine on first. I have my TG77 turned on. It's receiving input. Let me give it a input. Oops, too loud. Effects bypass. That's the flute. Now we want to check out the Utopia patch. So let me show you guys what I'm working with here. This is the interface screen. So I just want to search for Utopia. It should be under CH, which is choir. See, not here. Not in this bank. Let me push the bank button. So now we're in a different bank. Nope, not here either. We're in P1, bank A. Let me see if I go to bank. This might be it where it is. Weird. Let me go to memory. Let me press the memory button. That gives me a different set. So now I'm in internal. And let's see, let's cycle through this. Whoops, I don't know what I did there. Let me go exit. Okay, there we go. Now we're back. Nothing here. me see. So internal, I don't think internal is going to work. Let's see. P1, we have P1, P2. Let's try P2. Now this looks different. Here we go. Utopia. There we go. That's what we want. So now if I play it, it does actually sound better than the contact patch that I have. Sounds a lot better actually. So let's use that, and yeah. So let's take this over to the MIDI out. But I remember that in down here, it doesn't really sound that good down here. We can record it and try it out, but let me raise it. It just doesn't sound like it doesn't have a good envelope on it, and I can't remove that. So let me compare with the contact patch, because the actual unit does have a higher quality sound, like a higher quality sample in it. This is the note that we want, kind of. We can probably get a higher quality sound if we just use that sample, if we just record that sample. So if I just sample that note and then loop it, then I can get a better sound than what I have with the contact patch. So let me go to Edison and start recording. And it's armed, so I just... I can do that loud. I can make that louder. Let's see. So let me go to new. Let me get it even louder. Huh, it's not even going loud enough. Let's see. That's weird. So that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so I guess I just have to play it. I just have to put a note in there and play it. It'll be a better idea. Let me turn it down. And... let me give it just one bar. Well, that's actually a good... Okay, we can use that. Let's use this part at the end. But it probably would come in. Let me see. No, it would be the same. Let me get a good, cleanly recorded beginning. So then we normalize it, and I'm going to select only this note. And the only problem is I can't really loop this. Like it's decaying with the volume, so it's kind of going to be hard to loop. Let me see. If I just take this and drop it into the project, and then do that, and then do some in movements, and then if I crossfade it, and then I change the, that's not gonna work. If I try to like delete this part, that's obviously not gonna work. What if I just try to loop this? Like tune the loop. Yeah, that works. Now let me remove the silence. And try that on. So now if I go to, if I just cut it and make it do like that, let me kind of switch between these two and see how they do. And this is E, so I want to make sure to set the root note to E. Oops. Oops. I actually kind of like the contact patch better. Yeah, the contact patch works fine, I think. We don't need to do that. Let's just use the contact patch. But it's good that we started up the TG77 because we're going to be using it a bit here. What other rack modules you got? None. I am not a synth guy by any means. I'm not a hardware synth guy. I prefer things to be digital, but I like either digital or they're acoustic instruments. Any kind of synths, I prefer to have digital because they're big and heavy, and I don't have space for them in New York. But I do love instruments. I have a guitar here. That's about it. But anything that's synth, I prefer to keep digital. Not because I like the sound better, but because I just don't have the space for it. And anyway, let's see. So we can kind of scrap that. And let's see. Let's keep going with this. Let's take this back down. This is all well and fine. Let's move on for that. We have our choir. And so let's see what we have in the next channel. This is the lower channel that we were using. Let's see. What do we have in the next one? We have our flute, which we are going to need to use the TG77 to record. So that's this right here. Also, this, I almost forgot. We have panning of 45% right on the choir, so let's add that there. And then we have strings over here. And then we have lead strings there. But that flute stays center, this flute. So let's focus on this flute right here. We are going to need to record this in the TG77. And I'm going to add this here. I can remove this and let me make this the flute pattern. I'm going to paste this here. And let's see. I am going to want to go back to where the flute is. Let me see. You mean like stored as samples? No, I mean like as digital synths, like digital synthesizers. If I'm going to have a synth, I never have a sample that just contains a synth in it. You always use, like, for my own personal things, I use software. I use software synthesis when I'm doing my own compositions. But for stuff like this, I just have content, like digital patches of the rack amounts of the rack synths. I don't own any rack synths. I don't have money for them, and I don't have space for them either. So I just stick to what I can find on the internet. But except for this one, the sponsor has rented me the TG77. So because I needed it, because there's no digital version of the TG77 online anywhere, so I kind of had to get this one. So anyway, let's see. I have this line that I want to play on the TG77, but I have to go and access the flute. So let's go and look at the screen here on the TG77. We have choir. We want to find winds. So let me go and cycle back. I think winds is in a different bank. Let's see. Oh, this cycles through the banks, and this. Let's see, if I want to do presets 1, I got to go to memory. This is internal. I think wind is also in internal too. Yeah, the flute should be there. There's the winds. Flute, yes. Then we have effects bypass on. So I want to, let's see. Oops, my camera is on top of something. So let's, whoops, that's too loud. But it's an octave higher than what we have it at now. Perfect. Now we have some more flute stuff in here too, right? Maybe not. Yes, we have another flute pattern. That's in channel 3. Which is this right here. But I think this last note is just returning to the beginning. So it's that last melody that we have that's the flute. I want to make sure there's no other flute. Oh, there's another flute there up above. So we have two different flute layers. So we have one selected. Let's go and just paste this after. Paste and 1 octave up with Control up. But I want to give this some space because they don't occur one right after another. Let me do like that. And then I'm going to go and grab my second layer. and then up an octave, and let's align it with that space that we've created. Nice, looks like we got a little, we got this one's a little bit later. Let me just make sure that that's the case and it's not something FL Studio is doing, because you know it has those flukes. So this is the one starting on F is on the grid, and then the A is a little bit later, yes. So we have our line pretty much wrapped up. Okay, so but we're gonna need actually I'm probably better off making that a separate recording, because these I'm gonna have to set this low, like I'm gonna have to set the gain lower for this. So let me just keep that as one recording. So let's record that. Let me make sure it's peaking well. Let me add a limiter so that it doesn't peak. And let me add Edison so that I can record the output. So I'm recording and now play. Okay, I just put that note at the end so we would have the tail there and not just have it end, or it start over at the next note. Now we have a good tail at the end. And let's trim the side noise, normalize it, and save as a sample in my TG77 recordings folder. Let's call this, what's the name of this song? Phantom. Let's call it Phantom underscore flute. Flute 1, because we're going to have another flute recording. Now we can get our second flute. Let me see. I should still have it in the clipboard. Let me delete that and paste. And then we can set our gain to be a little bit lower, and then nice. Okay, so no, that sounds good. Let's record that. Nice. So normalize, trim side noise, and save. And let's call this Phantom Flute 2. So now we can drop both of our flute waves. Let me move this down and give myself some space to work with. And then TG77 recordings, Phantom Flute 1, which starts about 2 bars in, I believe. Yes. Phantom Flute 1, and then let me set this to like 50%. Whoops. And it's this line is center. Our choir, however, is panned to the left, but then this part is center. So we have that. And then I have flute 2 that I want to add, which starts there, I think. No, here at the very end, because it's going to start over with that line again. set it to... Oh wait, if those two layers are panned differently, then I'm messed up. No, they're panned the same, so it doesn't really matter. Nice. Okay, so the first one is center, but the next one is like panned a little bit. So it's channels 2 and 3, so let's go to that moment. These two layers right here, and their panning knob is 45% to the right, so let's copy that. Oh wait, but oh wait, yeah, we have it set as a separate channel. So let's copy that and paste it to the second recording. And then we have it, there we have it. But now these things are supposed to have an envelope, so let's see. Not only that, but they have to have vibrato too. So let's add a fruity envelope controller. And let's right click, link to controller on the volume of Phantom Flute 1. And we'll link to internal controller, fruity envelope controller articulator 1. And then we'll set our envelope. We'll also right click and link to the pitch. Link the pitch to fruity envelope controller 2 because we're going to put a vibrato there. So we link to vibrato. Now we link to the fruity envelope controller 2 to give it vibrato, and then on envelope controller 2, we're going to go to LFO, and then we're going to set it to have some attack. And we're actually going to zoom in really close because we only want barely any movement on the pitch. Because the pitch is a very wide knob. So we want to select like something like this. Let me delete this because we don't want it to go back down. I want it to be fast, a little bit, kind of fast. And so let me try to play that first thing. Let me mute out these two. But it's not working on the, oh wait, oh that's right, I need to put the melody in there. Into the envelope controller piano roll. Tell it when the notes are starting and stopping. So this we can move, move that, copy this, and Shift I to invert the selection, and then cut this and send it to, I'm going to need to clone this and put it here. Put it right after. And this is going to go to envelope controller 1. And so there we have it. Now we just need to place this under the flute. Let me do insert 1 and put the envelope controller's notes under there. So we need a lot longer decay than that. Let me do tempo. So we can set it to about 2 bars. Okay, that sounds good. Now let's go to my LFO. And let's set it to faster, I think. No, slower. I can't really tell if there's like, it's almost like there's 2 LFOs on it. No, that one that's too fast is just the sample. It's like the sample loop point. But it's also too loud. Because the envelope controller is taking over the volume is going to be on full. So we want to take it down to 50% in the multiplier in the settings. And there's some click because we have a release on the envelope. So we just want to kind of remove that. Nice. And I think that's still even too strong. Let me listen to it in the original. Okay, nice. I can work with that. Well, what's up, Xavier? Welcome. Does VGM trans correct the drifts in the MIDIs better than SPC2 MIDI? Yes, it does. It's so far I think I made these in VGM trans, and so far they are definitely there's definitely no drift any whatsoever. But sometimes I think there's not as much automation though. Like I think SPC2 MIDI has like a bunch of volume automation stuff. Well, actually, these are coming out with volume automation, so I can tell that. But I think these don't get the like the cycles right, like the bends. Like the bends are just hard steps. Like they're not. There's no interpolation. Yeah, it's not worth getting the core hardware since their VSTs come with all the expansion cards, M1 and WaveStation. Yeah, the VSTs don't exactly do like some of those VSTs don't exactly do the hardware justice. Like it's gonna be like they don't get the filters right and they don't get all the like kind of the sound quality as good, but they do have the samples. And since all I need are the samples, like the samples are pretty much 1-to-1. All right, it's just the like when you start to play a patch, you'll notice that it's just like the samples change more on the original hardware. I think I've never played like the only one I've had is the TG77, and I noticed that one changes a little bit, but it's not a big deal. And I don't even like these 80s sounds anyway. I just like for my personal use, I'd prefer to have more like sample modeling VSTs, which like actually model a real instrument, like using algorithms and samples. I kind of prefer to leave these 80s synthesizers in the dust when it comes to my like using them for my own music. But for the restorations, they're all the rage. It's all that's what it's all about. But personally, I don't like the sound of I like the sound of the the Korg wave station and the original and some in the Triton, which I've heard for as much as far as I've heard, but I wouldn't go so far as to buy them because they're big and heavy and expensive, and I just don't need them. So we have. I think we want to get the LFO later and slower. This is about as much as we can zoom in. I want to get it more subtle too. A little bit more subtle. Cool. And I think I want a little more than 2 bar. Wait, this is envelope controller 2. I need 1. Nice. Nice. So I just want to make sure that this this last note fades out all the way. It doesn't fade out too early. I think it fades out at just the right time. So that's good. Now we just need to give that some reverb. Well, we don't have to worry. Well, I don't have to worry about reverb yet. Yeah, that's fine. Let's just put it all together first, and then we can come back to that. Now we can, since we have that controller all set up, we can just clone. We can delete the Fruity envelope control, the second envelope controller, and just clone the first one so that we have the same settings for the second recording of the flute. And then we go to link the Fruity envelope controller articulator 1 to the Phantom Flute number 2's volume. And then we do the same for the pitch. We take link to controller, articulator 2 number 2, no, envelope controller 2, articulator 2, and then link that there. But it's not taking it, right? Why? Oh, because I have, once again, I've forgotten to add the notes there. I thought I pasted them here. That's ridiculous. So dumb. I know I copied them and I didn't really copy anything else. Now I gotta go and copy those again, so. Dun, 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 dun. Paste right after the paste into envelope controller 2 right after the first line. Then we're going to do the same for the second layer. Actually, we really only need one layer because it's just the envelope controller, so I didn't need to do that. But this line does actually to have some space, so we don't want that space. We want that space to be gone. So let's Shift I to invert the selection and then delete. Now that's weird. What is that all about? Oh, that's because we have to add the envelope controller. Cut this right here. And then move that part later on. And we also have to take the volume multiplier down to 50%. And the envelope checks out. That's good. So now we have that. Let me re-enable. Let me unmute our other instruments. Seems that choir is too early. Seems that choir is lagging behind a little bit. Let me see. We're gonna have to take care of that in the mixing track. Ooh. And let me make sure that the panning doesn't change on the choir in that channel. So which is our choir channel? This should be it right here. Oh, it does change. Look at that. "45% to the right." And then it changes here. It changes to center. So what we have to do is go to Automation and Contact and assign the first knob to the panning fader of the choir in Contact. And so then we have to go to Current Project in FL Studio's browser, Generators, Contact, and then we'll see that first modulator, and then we go to Edit, and we can input what we have here by going to Control-I. That'll input our 45 seconds, but wait, we don't need it here. We need it in the choir track. There's that, and then once we get to that next, oh, we did it too early. I don't know why this thing has it selected right here, but just cut that and then stupid. Just paste it at the beginning, man. So stupid. Okay, so let's just draw this here because FL Studio is being dumb. Okay, so we've got that now. It's going to turn to center at some point. At bar 9. At bar 9, it goes to center. Let me also name this pattern flute, just so I don't forget. So we have our choir here, and then at bar 9 it turns center, so we're going to go 50% on bar 9. Oh wait, but that's not the same because our what is this? Why would you do this? Like, what happened here? Did I move that by accident? I think I did. Weird. But so there's 2 bars at the beginning that I wasn't accounting for, so it's actually going to be at bar 7. It's 2 bars where the choir isn't there, but we've removed those, so we have to account for that. Now, what is our panning here? 70% to the right. So we want to have 70 right. Let's see if it'll let me see what I have. So at bar 13, we have 70% right. But it's not going to tell me which in the taskbar, which is my 70% right. So what we have to do is set the panning fader to 70% right. Or 69 is fine too. And then select this part. Oh my god. Why would you? What is my? Just set it to beat. Not that hard. Control I to paste there what we have, and then that'll set that. Insert. And then and then I don't think, does it change again? We have to check on that. It does change back to, it does go back to being centered. So that's at bar 21. So our choir team is kind of moving around, is really moving around the stage here. First, the choir goes to, starts at the right of the stage, and they go to then they move to the center of the stage, then they move in further right of the stage. Nice. Okay, so that's good. Now, what else have we got? The next thing that comes in is the strings, I think. Yeah. Strings. So we have these 3 string notes, and these are going to be our chords for that first part. Let's copy that first layer, find first empty, call it strings. And I want to make sure we don't have different pans for these, because we do. So we're going to need 3 different strings patches, at least. And let's see, then we have, so what is our panning that we need? We need to set our panning first. The first one is going to be, the first one will be, the first layer is 48% left, 42% right, 17% left. So each 3 layers are, we have 48 left, 42 right, 17 left. So we need to set that. 48 left. What was the other one? 42 right. And 17 left. So now with that first layer of strings in our clipboard, we go and paste it. Now my FL Studio is doing this stupid thing where it just gives me space in my track for no reason. That's our first layer. We have to make sure that we are selected. We want it to go to channel 2. So let's select channel 2 and then Alt-C to change it. Now let's go and select our second channel, second layer. Copy. And paste. And of course, FL Studio is going to give me space when I don't want it, so right here, move that. And then we want to make sure that this is being sent to, where is our next string patch going? Channel 5. Select 5 and Alt-C to change it. And then we go and grab our third layer. What in the... Oh my god. What did this thing do? Okay, so here we go again. Copy this layer because FL Studio didn't do it the first time. What is the... Did I not copy the other layer? I know that's not a, I know that's not a delay. No, this thing copied the first one wrong. This thing is so stupid. Okay, so there we go. That's what we want in layer 2, or layer 5, channel 5. So this needs to go to 6 now. So we have... We're going to need to make that quieter. Let me give everything so far that we have so far a mixer track. Let me send the electric piano to first one. And let's call this E-piano. Let me say contact is going to channel 1, so that means our glockenspiel will be going to channel 1. Let's hit this, hold this Glock. And then let's send our strings to, well, we have to set the choir to the next one. Let's set the choir to plug in out 3 and 4. And then let's set that to the very next. Well, actually the +2, because we wanted to go to 3. Let's call this choir. Nice. Okay, now the flute goes to track 4, and the second flute goes also to channel 4. Let's call this flute. And then we want to make one for the strings, so let's call this next one strings. And then let's set the next aux out to channel 3, to track 3. And then let's set our strings to be create separate master output, and then aux 2, aux 2. And then we do the same, we set our other strings layers to the same output channel. So now we can set, actually we have to put the strings here. Now with the new mixer channel we have, let's lower the strings. And somehow they're going to the flute. I have no idea why. Oh, because we have to skip one. Because we used the flute. The flute's not in contact. Let's go to 4. Now we have it. Nice. Okay, nice. So we got our strings. Now what's happening in this moment? In the next moment? So we have a lot going on in this next section. And in this first moment, we have our synth brass patch, which is coming from the TG77. So with our TG77 still going and the effects bypass on, let's go and find our brass patch. We're looking for BR, and it's going to be called 1980. And I don't remember exactly where it is. Actually, most of these I don't remember where they are. Let's see, it might be in this one. If not, it's in here, there we go, 1980. So it is in internal. Now we can just go and copy this line. To make a new patch, call it, or make a new track, call it synth brass. And then we go to our MIDI out that points to the GG77 and do like that. Now if we play it. I think it was an octave higher than that. Let's see. No, it wasn't. It was actually the same octave. And let me see, this might be one of those patches that's in stereo. Let me go and check that real quick, which means I'll have to unplug my mic because I only have 2 inputs on my Focusrite. Nope. No, that one's in mono. One's just mono. So, let's see. We can just record that, really. So now I press record and then play. Nice. And so now the reason I recorded the line twice, even though it's repeated, is because sometimes these have slight variations. Like when you play these synths, because this is a synth patch, it's not a sample. It's using the synthesis engine. So as you can see, the waveform is slightly different. Has slight differences. It's not a big deal. I suppose I could have gotten away with it, but it's just big enough where it's like, hey, it changes a little bit. And it's nice to have that dynamic change. So that's our, and then we're gonna need to keep this because we have we're gonna need to put an envelope on it. So let's create another envelope controller. And then cut this and paste it here. Just because I always seem to forget this step. And now we're going to go and save this. Actually, I need to normalize, trim side noise, and then save. Let's call this Phantom Brass. VR 1980 is also used in Super Mario Kart. Oh yeah, this a lot of these same machines and samples were shared around and just used in other games. The Donkey Kong Country brass is in a lot of games too. Because it was in the Super Nintendo developers kit. So with that saved, we can go and actually I might be able to save space on this by because I think it's technically a stereo patch, so I can just convert it to mono and save it as that. It'll be lighter. So with that saved, we can go ahead and delete that. Actually, I'm probably going to need more of this later. I don't know. But anyway, we can go and let's collapse the browser. Go into my folder and then TG777 recordings and Phantom Brass. This goes right after the strings, so they kind of are strings, so but we can give them their own track because we have enough room here. So let's give it brass. And let's set this to, well, we're gonna need to use the articulator on it, envelope controller. So let's right click the volume knob and press link to controller. And then Fruity envelope controller number 3, articulator 1. And then we need to, so then that's gonna be, we need to paste our, insert one track in the playlist and select the synth brass notes and put it under the recording. And we're gonna need to give it a envelope. What kind of envelope does it have? Nice. So we have, it's got a little bit of attack, it sounds like. Let me do tempo so we can do it in exact. So we want it to go for 2 bars because each note lasts 2 bars. Let me remove the release. Let's see how that sounds. But we also want the max volume of the brass to be 50%. So let's go into the volume multiplier and set it to 50%. Now it's quieter. But it sounds like it's completely disappearing in the volume, even though it is, even though it isn't. So let's listen to that again. It's got a shorter decay, or a shorter attack, I mean. Oh, we didn't go all the way to 0. And actually, it doesn't go out all the way. Let me see. Let me set it to like that. Okay, so let's see, we have that. And then what do we need next? What's the next layer in that section? It's the piano. So let's go and actually, what is our, one moment, what's our panning on the brass? 27% to the left. So let's copy that automation. Copy that automation, paste it in the brass recording. And there we have it. So now let's grab our piano articulation, our piano riff. Does that stay a piano? Let me check the patch changes. Automation, let's see. No, that becomes the flute. So it's just that, and then we go and copy that. And let's create find first empty. Call it piano. And now I have already added the piano into contact. It's from the Akai S1000. Let me paste that, and it's channel 3. Alt C to change the channel. Alt X to change the velocity. Octave up. And what's our panning like on that instrument? Slightly to the right. So let's go into our MIDI and go skip to that moment. Let's paste it here. Now this is where the notes are, and that channel is panned 31% to the right. Copy value. Oh wait, actually it's a contact patch, so we just want to set that into inside contact. Nice. So what do we have next? What's our next layer? Oh wait, what about the envelope on those strings? I forgot about that. See, we've got about... Let me solo this string so we can hear it. Let me check that against the original. It doesn't quite fade. Let me try to replicate that. It doesn't quite fade out all the way. Sounds good. So now let me try this on all of them. It's like 11 seconds of delay. Okay. Nice. Very nice. Let me do it for you. Okay, so what were we just doing? That was, oh yeah, with next channel is like a it's a strings melody and it's centered on the center pan. But I think this articulator has a sharper attack. This articulation has a sharper attack than the legato ones. Actually, no, I don't think it does. I think it's the same one. Let me just use that first channel and then we'll make necessary panning changes because none of them are centered. So it would be this one right here. And how long does that stay at strings for? Still 23. So that last part is not strings. Let's copy that and paste. Oh, I forgot to set the velocities. How's the octave on that? Did I need to? Well, I guess we'll find out. So let me change this to channel 2. Alt C. Nice. Let me just make sure that's all the same octave. I don't remember. Yes, it is. Okay, so what's next? Wait, I have to set it to center. So I have to automate the this first string's panning. So we're gonna go drag this knob to the strings and then go to current project, generators, contact, and the second pan. So we're gonna control I to paste what's already there as automation. And then once we get to this 7th bar right here, we're gonna set it to 50%. I want to use the pencil so it's exact on the grid. And yet it's not working for some reason. Oh, because we selected the wrong strings. That's okay. We can just set it to use those strings instead. That would be channel 5. There we go. So what's next? Choir, we got that. Oh, we have another piece to the choir. And this one's panned. This one's this one's mirroring the first layer's pan. So this is the first layer of choir. Now this is what used to be the organ or the electric piano. And now it's the choir, but does it stay a choir? No. So let's copy that and send it to choir, and we're gonna need to make another choir patch for this because it's panned differently. So that means another SY Utopia. This one's at channel 7, and so whatever the first... Oh wow, it's pan. Oh wait, it's center, but what it's in that moment it's panned. See. So that one's panned 70% right. Let's go to 70% left. So now we just paste it here, and then we make sure to change it to channel 7, and I think it's going to go up an octave too. Alt C to change the channel, and then we play. And let's not forget to give the piano a mixer track. So let's create a master output channel and go to play aux 3. And then we go to the settings and set that to the very next channel, I think, because we haven't had anything new yet. Let's call this piano. Now the piano has a track. And what is our next channel? We have another... Oh, this is where the E piano starts over. So we have one layer of E piano. And then let's go grab that. So, oh, this must be this right here. Dun, dun. Wait, no, this is it right here. What's here? This must be like a muted channel. Oh, it is. It just stops in the beginning. So we have 2 layers of E piano. But what is this right here? Oh, that isn't a loop. That's a new riff. That's new notes. Cool. So let's copy that. And let's go to our E piano track, E piano pattern, and control. Paste that there, and then Alt X to change the velocity. And then we have another layer to grab. So let's go grab this. Where does it... So this is going to be all the way to here, I think. Copy. And then paste it here. Alt X, change the velocity. And then we have one more channel. This one. I think before that there's nothing. Like the other channel, there's nothing. Ah, we do have more Okay, so what did we add that what we just pasted? I don't think so. Alt X to change the velocity. And what's above that is this. This one is too far out. Oh, what is going on here? You gotta be kidding me. More notes there. Let me Control C. And why don't you use Control C? Oh, Shift C. And then let's deselect this using Control Shift Select, and then deselect this too. Now we gotta drag this here. Okay, so now our full ePiano line is, oh wait, I have to do Alt X and I forgot about this other velocity. That's very nice, but does our panning change? Find out. No, our electric piano guy stays at the same position on the stage. I guess kind of makes sense because he can't really drag his piano around everywhere. But then again, the changes that are being made are also pretty fast, so no one could walk across stage that fast. Wires are going around everywhere. So what do we have next? That is actually it for that section. Now we move on to the next section, and we have, what do we have? There's our flute. We have our glockenspiel. And so that was pretty much it, I think. So we just have the glockenspiel left, and then that's it. Let's copy this. Let's make a new track. Let's make a new pattern. Call it Glock. And let's paste this here. Alt X to change the velocity and set it to channel 1 because channel 1. So now we have, let's see, what is our panning for this? center. We're completely center for this, so. And because the sample in this game was had an octave baked into it, we have to add an octave. And but also the octave wasn't just a like straight at the same time. It was like let's shift I to shift the to select the other notes, and the top upper octave was a little bit later, so it gave like a pluck. Nice. And now that sounds good. Let's see. No, we should have, there should be some decay on that. So it kind of stops decaying when it gets to the, oh, it does have decay on it. There we go. We can make it shorter. Let me make the release also 1 second. Because on a real glockenspiel, you would have a lot of release. Nice. So now that we have the full thing, now let's insert one track and put the glockenspiel there at the end. Let's turn the glockenspiel down, turn the flute up. Now let's look out for any volume changes because we want to keep the volume consistent. So the electric piano, let's see, no volume changes for this one. Nada. This one might change because it has a instrument change. Yeah, this is the choir right here. So the choir stays there. And this is also a choir, this next part. So this stays there. The choir stays consistent so far. This one is, what is this? This is the choir too. So this choir is louder. Ah, the choir does raise itself up. So the choir gets louder as it gets, So what we want to do here is we want to set the volume because this remains the same choir patch. Let me copy this, but actually I only want to copy, I want to leave out the first 2 bars since there's no choir there. Let's copy this volume automation. And I want to go to the choir and see. This is the first choir patch. So this is channel 4. And now I want to go and drag the MIDI automation to the volume on this choir patch. And now let's see. So we have the volume right here. Let's edit events and let's paste what we have here. So now we have the choir's volume being automated. And the others, now we have to set the others volume. So the others are, let me see. There's only one other layer of choir, and that's this part. So let's see what we have that going at again. This one's volume, no, that one's the electric piano. This is the choir. That one's volume is set to here. So what is what is this equivalent? I'm gonna have to automate this just to get the equivalent of, I want to copy this, and I want to send another volume to the other choir patch. Go into choir, and then we can paste that automation here. It doesn't need to stay, I just needed to know what that volume was. Which it's 0.3, so. Nice. So that's good. Now let's look for some other, like any other automation. Is this the same thing? Is this also a choir? Let's see. Yes, that one stays the choir the whole time. I forgot. I've been listening to all your DKC restorations nonstop recently. They're so dang good, man. Thank you, Retro. Welcome to the stream. Glad you like them. All right, so gotta stretch. So now we have whatever the next channel is. Next channel is the flute, I think. Let's see, that should be this channel right here, and I think we have that flute, yeah. The flute is it starts at, oh wait, now it's gonna, and Kuro Neko's not gonna play it because there's nothing playing right away. So we have the flute, this is the flute's volume right here. And then we have strings. Now, for some reason, the strings dip down on on one of the bars. So that last one is the flute, and the flute's volume stays consistent. We don't have any changes in volume for the flute. But for the strings, we have a little dip down at in one of the bars. Let me see if that stays if that's across all the 3 of the strings channels. It looks like it, except that, oh, this one's a different instrument because this one's the only one that remains so this one's a different instrument. Looks like across all of them, we just have this dip down. So let me check the other one just in case. Yes, that's the same. Okay, so I've copied that automation, and now I just need to go to contact and set a volume automation for the strings and put that same volume automation across all of them, all the strings channels. So then I go and right click edit events, and I go to the strings pattern and I paste it here. But it's not supposed to be there, it's supposed to actually be here. I don't know why. Oh, because the playhead's there. Let's paste that here. So now they all just dip down. And the rest of the volume is consistent. So now we check on the next channel above. This one we have an even later, even more space. Oh, this one's one of the strings channels. So the piano doesn't really have any room to change because it only plays once. You see, that one stays consistent. And then this last part is another flute layer, but I wanna check that against the other flute, see if this layer is louder than the other layer. Yes, it is. So these two are both flute layers. This one is 10.6 decibels. And this one is 10 decibels. So one is, it's like 0.6 decibel difference. So that means that we're gonna have oh, but I can't change it because I've already I baked them into one wave, but that's not a problem. It's only a half a decibel difference. Not a big deal. That works. What's left? It's the oh, I forgot about that. Oh wait, no, that string, that the brass is here. So synth brass is only used once, so it's not really gonna change. Yeah. And the glockenspiel is only used once, so that's not gonna change. So now all our volume changes are accounted for. So now what we want to do is go and mix it. So we can mix everything together. Glad to catch the screen. Welcome, Sky. It's time to listen. Okay, so we have everything together. I'm gonna play this for you guys all like as one, so you can hear it. But this is unmixed, so we're gonna have to mix it in a minute. Cool. So one thing we want to do is set our volume levels. It's crucial that we get the volume levels right before we do anything else, I think. It is a little loud. I want to change this flute's the volume of the second flute, and the reason being that when we recorded the lines, we have them at the same volume because I normalized them. But in the game, they would be loud, like the second flute would be louder because it's two notes stacked on top of each other. So to be realistic about what's in the game, we do actually have to raise it a bit. Let me just raise this a taste. All right. But I'm not really sure what happens with that that electric piano, because when all the notes, when you do that chord, that single chord, it all like the volume is too loud. I want to see how that plays out in the original. Does kind of sound like it is getting louder. I don't know about that loud. Maximus will probably take care of that, and if it doesn't, I can always limit it at the source. Might as well just limit it at the source because I don't want it to make any problems later. Let's see. Oh, I think the brass doesn't have its own mixer track. Brass is going to where? Oh, it doesn't have any mixer track. So let's call this brass. Work on this section. Nice. Okay, so that's nice and that sounds nice and level so far. So now we want to mix it. I'm going to start with the electric piano. We're going to go chronologically. What track is this called on the OST, by the way? It's called Phantom and a Rose. On the game, it's whenever you go to that first kingdom. I forgot the name. Kingdom of Podos or something like that. Something Greek like that. But yeah, this is Phantom and a Rose. Let me isolate the electric piano. I want to do a saturation knob. Let me do an exciter. It also sounds a bit different because it's using a different, like more samples than the original is, and that's gonna make them so the character of all those other samples sound a bit different. Let's EQ it to match kind of the character of the original. Let's give it some. Let's give it some chorus. Slow chorus, slow it down, and make it subtle. Now let's send it to accompaniment, reverb, bus. And that's gonna give it let it pass through a reverb effect. But I wanna once again use round for this. Oh, okay. Why is it going all the way to the right? What is that? That is weird. What in the world? There is no way that that is right. It's round making it do that too. Round is making it go all the way to the right for some reason. Why is that happen? I've never had that happen. Let me see. Let me try deleting this. And then adding it again. That is so weird. I wonder if that happens with everything. I don't know what to do about that. See, let me look at the settings, but I don't think there's any settings for panning. Let me try changing a, no, it doesn't help if I change a setting. Let's see. That is really weird. Let me try removing that and setting it at a different. Let me see if it does that on a different bus. Yeah, it's like my realm is just doing something weird. But I wonder if that happens in another project. We have to change to, since we're done, we're not going to be recording anymore. We have to change to 44.1 anyway. Let's change that. Let's see if it does that in a new project, because that's really interesting. I might have to fix my realm OST. Let me load something else. Okay, so that sounds stereo, and then if I send it through the realm, it works in a new project, but it doesn't work in that project for some reason. I don't know why that is. That's really strange. So it's something happened in that project. Maybe it'll fix it if we reload. Now that we've reloaded the project. Let me put that back into accompaniment. Yeah, it fixed it. Okay, that was weird. FL Studio has these glitches sometimes. So let me set this. Actually, I don't think this actually has any reverb, but it's good that I fixed it. Well, no, we do actually want some reverb for this, because it doesn't sound right that it's just dry. And there's just something. I might want to put maybe some stereo separation will help it. That does help. I want it to be a little beefier, I think. But I can't saturate it more because the saturator is gonna distort it. Maybe if I do a wave shaper. Yeah, I kind of like the wave shaper sound rather than the saturated knob for this. Nice. Or maybe if I take the wave shaper down and put the saturation knob up. A little bit. I like it if I boost those parts a little bit, it works. Nice, that sounds good. So let's remove all that. Let's move on to the choir. Definitely gonna want saturation on this. Set our volume. Exciter. Put this to the end. Give it a little chorus. And let's send it to the lead. And let's give it round. 2 seconds. I also want to set the other one to 2 seconds too. Set that to 20%. Nice. And let me EQ that a bit. A little bit too loud, I turn it down a bit. I think it gained some extra volume there. Ooh, what's going in here? Why do we have another choir going in there? It's that other choir patch. That other choir patch I didn't put into the choir channel, choir track. And so let's give it like 20% separation, or stereo separation. And then that's good. Nice, I like that. Let's go to our flute. So saturation. And let's set the volume. Let's give it an exciter. Some chorus for dynamics. Slow. Nice. I think the E piano had some delay on it too. It had like a big, like a long. Let's try to replicate that because he used the reverb algorithm to create a delay. But it has that distortion on it that I don't want. So let me use delay 2 instead. let up on the saturator a bit. Ooh, I like it better with it without that. Nice. Because this is technically our base, so it's like this base as it gets. So we have to have a strong fundamental down there. Nice. That sounds good. Anger alert. Nice. You're right on the voice needing to be. So let's see. Our wire is sounding good. But I think the choir in particular has a lot of reverb. Actually, the leads do. And no dampening either. Yeah. That sounds good. Let me check the original too and compare. Oh wait, I have no channels ready. Yeah, that has tons of reverb on it. And I don't think we really want to accentuate that fundamental. Nice. And it does have some decay to it. Oh, it does have it in there. Nice. That sounds good. Let me try the flute. Nice. Let's try that. I think the envelope fades too fast. Or it might be that the curve is too small. Maybe we just need a linear curve. Yes. That's it. And then we have another flute where here. Now, because we have two flutes, two layers going there, we have two flutes going there. We need to let up on the saturator. Because the more volume goes into the saturator, the more saturation is going to come out. So let me find, wait, I have to go into effects. Go to current project, effects, saturation knob, flute. So we want to go to automate the saturation. I want to Control I to paint what's already in there, but it doesn't work because FL Studio, oh wait, yes it does. So, oh wait, this is the wrong pattern I want to put this in. I want to put this in the flute pattern. So that's good and fine the way it is, but then once we get to the second part of the flute, I want to take it down. Where is my second flute? Okay, there it is. Oh, I have to go to where it plays. So now we need to, wait, what bar was that? 7. At bar 7, we need to take it down. A little more. Go down to this line. Nice. And actually, the reason that happened was because we raised the volume in the flute, but we don't want to do that because it's going to overload the saturator. So let's take it back down and maybe we can push the saturator a little more. We actually should be able to keep it theoretically the same place because it's the same volume. Yes, we can. Maybe a little bit. Maybe I might want to go down in the beginning too. Actually, no, we do want to go down here. But we do want to raise the volume in this part. So let's Control I to paint it here. And then at bar 7, we want to raise the volume a bit. But let's not use the paintbrush. I don't know why FL Studio insists on making me use the paintbrush every time. Yes. Nice. But I want to take down the saturation a little bit even more. And of course, FL insists on changing me to the paintbrush each time, so we have to switch back to the pencil. And that's perfect. Nice. Now let's go to the strings. And the strings start here. Already sounds good. Let's give it some saturation. Exciter. Not too much. Let's EQ it a bit. Actually, I want to take some of that presence out. We can do that on the thing. Let's give that some stereo separation. I want that to be on 50% when we have the chords. And then when we get the melody, let's change it to about 20. That's not bad. How's that? Weird. There we go. Nice. Oh, that works. And that's going to go to, actually the strings are going to go to accompaniment, reverb. Nice. So that works. And then the piano, if I recall correctly, has a bunch of echoes on it. Nice. So that's going to have a lot of reverb and also some delay. First, we want to give it saturation knob and high. We give it an exciter. We give it 25% stereo separation because it's an accompaniment instrument. And it's yeah, it does actually, I do actually want it to go to accompaniment. But I want to give it more reverb, so let me actually send it to lead instead. And so now I just want to give it delay. Let me see if delay 3 will work for me again. It does. Beautiful. Perfect. Now I want to do brass. Should be fun. So firstly, I want to make it give it some stereo value by putting a chorus on it. And this chorus can probably be a little bit stronger since it's a synth patch. Yes, I love that stereo value. Now I just want to give it some an exciter because it's already sounds like it's saturated. Yes. Need that. That sounds good. Let me put it to accompaniment reverb. And of course, FL Studio is not gonna enable this. Nice. So let's hear how that sounds in the original. Nice. And maybe we don't need so much excitement because it is pretty dull. We don't want that many highs. Nice. And I do think we want to highlight the fundamental a little bit more. Nice. Okay, that sounds good. Let's hear what it sounds like in the full mix. I like how varied this game's soundtrack is. I don't know about varied, but it is it has a particular style that it sticks to, and it's a unique style, I think. That's great. It seems like the voices are near the same level as the instrumentals, but again, that might be compression. We'll see. I think the levels are not really a result of compression. Volume levels, anyway. Let's play it from the beginning. I think the delay is too intense a little bit. It can come down a bit. I'll take down some of the treble here. But in the flute, I want it to be loud, a lot louder here than it is. Paste this here, but I want it to get louder in this next part. Almost forgot about the Glock. Let's first of all give it some chorus. Give it some saturation. Nice. And the flute is too loud in that part. turn the Glock down and the wire up. Why does the flute sound like it doesn't have enough reverb? Let's see. Maybe there's delay on it. Actually, I think there is a delay on the flute. It's just that you can't hear it because it has legato notes. But I definitely noticed it didn't have enough, it wasn't reverberated enough. And let's yet again turn the flute down a bit. Let's see, someone says, I think the piano, the plinks are the more saturated. Maybe the lower harmonics need a boost, hard to say. Yeah, I think actually that could be right because it was darker, sure, because of compression, but it also had a stronger fundamental, I think. Let's see. Yes. That feels right. I think I want that to be even louder still. Nice. So now I think we can raise up some of the volumes everywhere. Like here. Like right here. Nice. Okay, that's good. Everything seems nice and level to me. So let me go ahead and master it. I'm gonna put a Maximus on it. And let's go ahead and let me set the bands first. good. Let's set our middle. Nice. Okay, so that's our band. That's pretty much how our band should look. So we want to keep the bass right around this level. Nice. I think in that moment we can actually turn down the flutes a bit because it's kind of overloading the middle. Yes, we can still hear them plenty fine. Nice. Let's see, we can take down, we can give the middle, the highs more bands. And let's compress the highs not as strongly, not nearly as strongly. One of the first places you're going to detect from volume compression is the highs. Nice. Nice. And actually, I need to give the Glock reverb too. It's going to be in the lead. But it's actually, I don't think it should be that noticeably reverberated. Send it to accompaniment. Nice. So now all that's left to do is just loop it and make an ending. So we can take this and it loops right around here. So let's take a cut right here. So then we can cleanly loop this part right here. And let's Control B to duplicate. And there you have it. There's your loop. So we isolate that part. It sounds like... actually, I think that loop was, it's a bit, it cuts off the beat a bit. So we have to, because it doesn't have that space in it in the original. So what we have to do is like kind of shorten this and then select all of this and move it. There we go. And so that means he's cutting off the beat a bit short. He's cutting off the bar a bit short. So we have to go to time mark to add a time signature and add a time signature there because it's, the song is like one beat short. But the funny thing is that it doesn't sound like it's being cut short. So what is actually happening here is, let's see, dun, dun. It's actually cut short here. Because the electric piano is beginning a new bar here because it's doing a new articulation. So, is that even how it's, let's see. Is that really how it's supposed to be? Hope I didn't mess that up. Let's see. Ah, couldn't have because I copied that whole thing as one. So he's actually cutting the bar short here. It's like half a bar short, but it's like that. The reason why he could get away with that is because he doesn't really have a repeated rhythm. He kind of lets everything drop out. The only thing that's somewhat rhythmic is the electric piano. So your ears kind of drop the rhythm out. They kind of stop hearing rhythm at this point because there's no rhythm to latch onto. So that's why he can do that. What's funny is the higher piano plinks sound like they have almost no reverb, almost dry aside from saturation and maybe some clip decay. Well, that would be under, that would be, if you're talking about the original, that would be called like dampening, because dampening makes the higher frequencies in the reverb decay faster, and so. If that is what you're hearing, then we would just have to turn up the dampening. But I turned the dampening down, so maybe if we bring that back to a regular level, it'll So let me see how that transfers over. Yeah, that might be a combination of the fact that the SNES was not very bad at producing high frequencies. So it might be the compression, and also it might be dampening. Who knows? Okay, so let's see about an ending. Here we go. our ending is pretty much cut out for us. All we really need is just a final note. And what is the note that it lands on? Is it D? It sounds like it's a D. D, yes. And then in the electric piano, it's A. So it's like a D chord. So if we end this on D, we could end, honestly, we could also end this on A because it's kind of going downward. But actually, this needs to be later because this is the higher. But also, I could see them ending at the same time just because this is the final note and it's like supposed to give finality. Yes. Wait a second, how did that... Oh, because this is the end right here, I forgot. It ends a bar earlier, so the final note is here. So then that means that the bar, like we need another time signature right here. Let's extend that note out. And let's, let me give, maybe we could give the electric piano a final note. Or I really think that, no, the final note is the next bar over because it's kind of carrying over. Let's see. This could be A, and then we just do another D. And then we end this one on a F sharp because it's a D major chord. And let me extend this note out a bar. I like it. Okay. Since darn you, Snisper. Nice cat in a box. All right, so I think that sounds good. I'm gonna play this a couple more times and do some stuff. So I'm gonna play this without talking, so you guys can get a real sense of it without my voice. Nice. So I think that sounds very good. I think that sounds amazing. And so I'm going to save this. I'm going to export it as an MP3. And this will be on the Discord for you guys to listen to. And let me see. If you don't have Discord, I'm going to paste you guys the link. So you can listen to this. This is a beta version. And the MP3 in the full video should be out today. I should be able to have time to do the video. It doesn't take long to do a video, so that should be possible. All right, so strings sound a little less saturated compared to the OST. Maybe, well, we can actually, the saturation is something that we want to account for because the SNES had a desirable level of distortion. So we want to kind of replicate that. That's why I put the saturation knob on almost everything because it's got, the SNES added some distortion, some saturation to it. So we can crank up the saturation on here, see what we get. Make sure it's just not distorted. So we can go up to here before it starts sounding distorted. Nice. Okay, so that should work. If you have any other requests, then that will be on the Discord. And let's see, that section has a bassier saturation swell in the bassier saturation swell in the OST. You mean the bass is set more saturated. Bass strings, fundamental of the strings. That's about as far as I'm willing to go on the fundamental, because the rest could be considered compression because it kind of dulls the highs. But we'll hear how that sounds. Okay, so that sounds good. If you have any other any other discrepancies, we're gonna post this on the Discord, and let me export it again. And that is gonna be posted. Let's see, I'm gonna export that, and let me paste you guys the Discord link if you haven't joined, so you can find it and kind of critique it. So that will conclude today's stream. And I'm gonna be back again tomorrow. I think we're gonna be doing some stuff with a link to the past. Because I sort of gotten the MSU1 patch up and running. So we're gonna go and play through that in its entirety tomorrow, and then we'll see how it sounds. And you guys can, if you're also a link to the past fans, I'm gonna post this in the Discord for the link to the past fans. But we're gonna be streaming that, so everybody who's a fan of that game can come and let me know what you think of how it sounds. All right, so that's posted on the Discord, and yeah, hope to see you on the next stream too. I'll see you guys next tomorrow. So that'll conclude this stream. Jam and Sam.